everybody, and thanks for coming back to Deediets. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and make sure you ring the bell so you know when another video is coming up. Do you know what these babies are? These are baby eggplants, and today we're going to stuff them, and they're going to be absolutely delicious. So sit back and enjoy the baby eggplant. Okay, so what I'm going to do with the eggplants, just so that you can all see, and I want you to be able to see, is we're going to take off the top of the little baby eggplant. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut them straight down, just like this. Okay? Now what I want you to see is when you buy small eggplants like this, do you notice that the seeds are not black, that they're white? If you get an eggplant with black seeds, it's almost likely that your eggplant is going to be bitter. So we're going to cut them up. This is real simple. Oh my goodness. Look how beautiful. They're like no seeds in them because they're small eggplant. And when you're buying an eggplant, you should always buy an eggplant that is firm. Now I purchased these at the farm the other day, and they were fresh. They were so fresh. Oh my goodness. So easy. So simple. Every single one of these I opened so far are perfect. I'm just going to put those tops aside. I'm going to take out my pan, and I want to make sure you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some olive oil on the bottom of this pan. Now it's just a regular pan, but what I did is I lined it with some parchment paper. Okay, what I did is I took some olive oil, and it's about, I would say, 1/4 cup of olive oil on the bottom of this pan. And then I'm going to take my eggplant, and I'm just going to stick my eggplant right in the oil. Eggplant absorbs a lot of oil, but I used olive oil. I have my oven on right now at 350 degrees. I'm just putting my little eggplants in here. Ooh, they're going to be delicious. Just lining them up. Here we go. And here we go. And here they are, all in the tray. They're going to go into the oven for, I guess, 45 minutes. And then when we take them out, they should be soft enough for me to scoop the inside out. In the meantime, I'm going to be grilling some turkey sausage, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that. So what I have is 4 turkey sausage links. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out of the casing, and I'm going to fry them up in the pan. How beautiful. Now you could do pork. You can do pork, but I decided to do turkey sausage. It's going to still have some fat in it because it is a sausage, and it'll keep moisture into my stuffing. But let's now open this up and take this out. Okay, so with a sharp knife, you can cut it across like this, and you could just squeeze. But what I do, honestly, is I just squeeze it out of the casing. That's all I do. I just squeeze it right out of the casing. A little messy, but not difficult to do. Put the casing on the side. Same thing again. It's going to come out both sides, but you're just squeezing it right out of the casing. Look at that. So simple. There we go. Go. And our next one. I hope everybody's having a nice week and enjoying their week. I went to a farm just the other day, and that's where I got the eggplant from. And as soon as I saw the small eggplant, because they're harder to find, I grabbed them. And you can probably find baby eggplant. And you could do this with large size eggplant as well, but make sure the eggplant is firm. Because if the eggplant is firm, you're sure to have a nice eggplant. So that didn't take very long to squeeze all the stuffing out. Quick and easy. And now we're just going to take it and put it in a non-stick frying pan. I'm not going to use any olive oil because we have it already in our eggplant, where the eggplant is cooking. So let's fry this up. Okay, so we're browning the turkey sausage. Look how delicious this looks. So simple. I did not put any excess oil into the pan. There's no reason for it because there is some fat in turkey sausage. Not as much as in pork sausage, but the flavor to me is just as good, just as delicious, just a little lower in calories. And we're going to let this cook, and then we're going to let it cool. Okay, so I removed the meat out of the pan, and I'm going to let this cool because we're going to add some ingredients to this. So we want it to cool completely down. While the sausage mixture just gets cool, because it needs to be cool, I earlier made a tomato sauce. Now I did it really simple. And you could use jar tomato sauce, you can use your own sauce. What I did is I took 2 cans of Red Pack crushed tomatoes, the bigger cans, the 32-ounce ones. I will not be using all the sauce for this dish, but I'm going to put it in the freezer and have some left over. And I took 1 big onion, a big sweet onion, sauteed it with some olive oil, and I took some garlic, and I took some herbs, some basil, pepper, a little hot pepper I put in my sauce, and, well, I can't show it to you. I will show it to you this way. But I'm Italian. We call it gravy. That's our red sauce. Let me show you. There you go. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Look how thick and rich this tomato sauce, gravy. You can see the little bit of the olive oil on top, the chunkiness of the tomatoes, the onions are all translucent. Absolutely delicious, but you can use a canned or a jarred tomato sauce to make the job just a little easy. 20 minutes in, I flipped the eggplants over, and you see how they're just getting a little caramelized. And now I'm going to let them bake in the oven again for another 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes is now over after I flipped them. And we're going to take them out of the oven. They're going to be hot. They're going to be delicious. And here they are. And you can see they're fork tender. What you see there is the olive oil. When I flip them over, I put a little bit more olive oil on the pan. Okay, so they're out of the oven, as you can see. They're still a little warm to the touch because I tried some. There's a little bit more of olive oil on top because there was some on the bottom of the pan. So what I did was I flipped it over and let them cool. So now they all have that beautiful olive oil. I hope you can see the green color of the olive oil. But the next thing that we're going to do is we're just going to scoop this side too and around. You're going to have to scoop the inside out. There we go. We're going to place it right in a bowl that's right here next to me. And we're going to do that with all of them. And once I scoop them all out, I'll come back and I'll show you what else I've added to it. So they're all scooped out. How easy is that? And I put the filling inside a bowl. And what I'm doing is I'm just breaking it up. You know, just the eggplant. The eggplant, I'm just breaking it up. It's very soft. Just break it up into smaller pieces. Some of them may have some seeds, like a bunch of seeds like this. Take it out. You don't have to keep it in there if you don't like it, if you don't want them. They don't tend to bother me, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. Okay, so that's really nicely minced and chopped, as you can see in the bowl. You could use your fingers if you want. It's cool enough now that if you wanted to make it smaller, the pieces, or you wanted to put it in a Cuisinart or a mini chop to chop it up as fine, like almost into a paste, you can do that as well. But I love texture, so I keep it more or less, pieces so I can taste different things inside. There we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take the turkey meat, the turkey sausage, and we're going to put the turkey sausage in. Yes, we are. And we're going to take 1 egg. There go. Oops. 1 egg. And we'll just whip that up a little bit. And we will just put it inside here. And then we're just going to mix the turkey and the eggplant all together. Now, what I will tell you is you should try your turkey, which I did. When I fried it up, I tasted it when it was cooled down, and I found it to be a little salty. So I am not going to put any salt into this because I am going to put some cheese in here. So I don't want to make it any more salty by adding salt into this. Now there's one more ingredient, and use any breadcrumb that you like. I just use the flavored Italian breadcrumb. And we take our trusty little red cup, and that's about 1/4 cup of breadcrumb. That's all you're going to use is 1/4 cup. Now, if you're someone that's a vegetarian, you don't have to put any meat in here. Just use the eggplant and put your cheese, like I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this. And that's how you would stuff your eggplant if you didn't want to try the turkey sausage or the pork sausage. And the egg basically is a binder. That's all it is. Oh, this looks heavenly. And now we're going to take a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Again, this is at your liking. I'm just going to sprinkle some in because remember, Parmesan is salty. And I use a decent Parmesan cheese. And I tell everybody, if you can get some really good Parmesan or Reggiano, you know, get that and use that. You know, if you have to buy a little wedge and grate it yourself, it's a great way. I don't like the ones in the can in the grocery store. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not crazy about those. Okay, so that's all mushed up and incorporated beautifully. So we're going to take one of the eggplants. I'm going to take some of the mixture, and we're going to pile that in there. Oh, yes, we are. Look at that. Oh, that's ever so delicious. So delicious. I'll do it again. I'll show you. Again. This is great as a full meal with a salad, or you can make some pasta and have this on the side. It's that good. So I stuffed them all. As you can see, they're all stuffed. Delicious, delicious, delicious. Now we're going to add some of that beautiful tomato sauce that I made earlier. Again, you can use a jar if you want to use a jar. It's lovely. I'm going to stick this on top of each one. You really don't need a lot. This is a big spoon that I'm using. I'm just placing it over each one of them individually. That sauce looks so good. I don't know if you can hear the weed whacker going right now, but Doug is weed whacking the front of the house. It is a Sunday right now, and that means we're having sauce. There's no doubt about it. It's a Sunday in a house, and we're having sauce. Gravy. That's, I have to say what I would call it, and that's gravy. Oh, don't they look beautiful? Now the last thing that we're going to stick on top is some mozzarella. Now this you can get low fat, high fat, full milk, however you want. But this is just a nice shred of mozzarella. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in that same 350-degree oven with no tin foil on top, nothing. Oh my goodness. Well, I like it cheesy. I don't know about you, but I enjoy it, some cheese, that's for sure. Okay. And then maybe just a little bit of Parmesan, just a little bit, because remember, we don't want to make it too salty. There we go. And now let's pop it back in the oven at 350 degrees. And in 15 minutes, these are going to be out of the oven and absolutely delicious. And of course, we're going to try it. And here they are, bubbling and fresh right out of the oven. My goodness, don't they look fantastic? Let's grab one. Oh my goodness. Oh. Ooh. Filling cheese, it all came out. My goodness. There we go. Oh. I should have let them sit, and you should let them sit for a good 5 minutes, but I wanted to show you how beautiful they look. Oh, I can't wait to try. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, here it is. Look at it. Oh my, the cheese all melted on top. The inside soft. Now, there are 2 ways you can do this. If you want to do totally vegetarian, leave out any kind of meat. And you can use with the eggplant that you took out, scooped out like we did in this, we added it to it. You can also add with that eggplant spinach, along with some ricotta, along with some mozzarella and the sauce on top, and a little sprinkling of maybe mozzarella on top of that. Delicious. A side dish of string beans with olive oil and garlic, or pasta, or a big salad. I would say 2 of these would definitely be a main dish. 1 would be a side dish, maybe 2 some pasta and some salad that you would be making, but I can't wait to dig in and try it. Oh my goodness, it's very hot. It's very, very, very hot. I'm coming close to the camera so you could all see this delicious bite. This is so good, honestly. You want something easy, something fun, something different to do with eggplant outside of making eggplant parmesan? Try getting some eggplants and stuffing them. Simple, easy, and absolutely delicious. Until you see you all the next time, guys, have a great, great day. Bye-bye now.